What do we know about learning? The first 3 years of life are extremely important for children's development. Children learn best through everyday experiences with familiar people in familiar settings. You are your child's earliest and most important teacher. The purpose of this video is to inform you about the early intervention system and your family's role in your child's early intervention experience.
Illinois' early intervention program's mission is to assure that families who have infants and toddlers birth to 36 months old with diagnosed disabilities, developmental delays, or substantial risk of significant delays receive resources and supports that assist them in maximizing their child's development while respecting the diversity of families and communities.
Early intervention is key. It's the number one thing you can do to help your child succeed and help them with their challenges. And your family can learn so much from it too.
Early intervention services and supports may answer a family's questions about their child's development, provide you with supports and adaptations for your family's activities and routines, improve developmental growth, help your child become more independent, prevent the need for more intervention in the future, and help you better participate in community activities so that communities become more aware of the gifts and abilities of all their children.
You know, I think that families can expect the providers to come prepared to discuss with them their individual priorities and goals that they set for their families.
Early intervention services are family-centered and based on strengths, concerns, and priorities identified by the family. Since services are family-centered, families have a choice about whether or not to participate. If they decide to participate, providers will be respectful of the family's interests, values, and preferences for where services will occur.
I think another just great benefit is that our program is very unique in the sense that it's very family-centered. And so we really can help families in the place that they are, with their children involved, with the grandparents involved. We go out with them to the community and help them in different settings.
The goals of early intervention for families are to help you understand your child's strengths, needs, and abilities, know your rights and be able to advocate for your child, help your child develop and learn.
I think that it's important for families to be empowered to know that they and their child are the most important players in early intervention and that we are just support. And I think that every session, our job is to help parents to feel powerful and to know that they are the experts, they are the ones that we look to for guidance and direction, and it is their priorities that should guide our sessions, not our own.
So I felt she was there to work with him, but in many ways to work with me and guide me as to how I could help him change and improve as well.
Communicate your child's needs, access a support system, and increase your access to the community.
The role of the family is primary because we're coming in once a week to provide them with activities and strategies, techniques to use with their children, but we're really training them to do our job so that once we walk out of the house, that they are able to carry over and use those techniques, strategies, and activities that we've modeled for them during the therapy time, and that they can use it in everyday application, daily situations, household routines, and things that they do, activities that they engage in the community as well.
Each child develops at his or her own pace. However, there is a typical sequence of development that is expected. If, through a formal developmental screening or through observation of your child's development, you have concerns, you should call your local agency. Remember that participation in further evaluation and assessment is entirely voluntary for families. Once a child's eligibility is determined, an Individualized Family Service Plan, or IFSP, is developed to identify meaningful, functional outcomes for the family and child, and the services that will help the family achieve those outcomes. Outcomes are based on the family's strengths, needs, routines, and interests. Your early intervention providers will discuss what you would like assistance with, and together you will identify outcomes and strategies that are right for your family.
The family usually has participated in what our goals are. It's a collaborative process. It's family-driven. So we're addressing the concerns of the family. We come in the door helping them meet the goals that they've really decided they have for their children.
The frequency of early intervention services is determined by the IFSP team. This team includes your family, service coordinator, early intervention providers, and anyone else you choose to participate, such as other significant caregivers. It is important that you understand your rights as parents, the services available to your family, and your role in early intervention. Please ask your service coordinator if you have any questions.
I would say to the parents, this is for you. So you decide what your priorities are. You be an advocate for yourself and for your child. Don't let other people tell you what you need or what you don't need. And you should come into it with some idea of what's important to you, and that should guide what those people do for you.
Services are then incorporated into your family's natural environments, which may be your home or another setting you identify, such as childcare. Your services will be provided by a team. You are a valuable member of that team. You are your child's first and best provider and teacher.
We don't have degrees in speech and occupational therapy, but they taught us everything that they could, so we, have the tools and all the knowledge we need to do the best with Lincoln to get the most potential out of him.
I really appreciated the teamwork between the therapists and the fact that they seem to know what each other are doing, that they seem to read each other's reports on how things are going. They do seem to try to coordinate the different things that they're doing to the greatest benefit of my son. And so their knowledge, not only of what they're doing, but what the other people are doing, is tremendously helpful.
What should you expect to happen during early intervention visits?
I think it was great. I remember Lincoln looking forward to when the therapist would arrive, and he'd get really excited and meet them at the door and wave. But it was a lot of joy we saw out of him when he started seeing the therapist. He developed relationships with them, which was great for us to see.
Early intervention services are based on partnerships between the family and early intervention providers. Early intervention providers understand you are your child's earliest and most important teacher. They will help you identify your child's and family's strengths and abilities. Providers will also share next steps for your child's growth and learning, so that you can tell when your child is making progress. The early intervention provider serves as a coach to help you feel comfortable in using strategies that will help your child learn. Providers may demonstrate a strategy and describe why and how it is supposed to work. This will give you opportunities to practice the strategy while the provider is there, so that you can make sure that you are doing it effectively. The providers will share strategies that can be embedded in your daily routines, such as feeding, bathing, dressing, chores, travel, and play, using materials from your home that you are already familiar and comfortable with. They may also provide tips for sharing your child's needs with other important caregivers and family members. The early intervention provider will discuss ways to use the strategies in different routines and settings, providing your child with multiple opportunities for learning during the day and between early intervention sessions.
And the benefits are that you can give family strategy or help them with strategies and techniques we can come up with together that will that you can just plant into their daily routines And little things mean a lot for babies. Something that takes like 30 seconds a few times a day, such as maybe when they lay down on the table to get changed, instead of just picking them up, having them reach up and grab your hands and pull up, or helping them roll to the side and push themselves up every single time they have a diaper change, can be a huge factor in helping them move forward.
Early intervention visits cannot replace what families do throughout the week. The real intervention happens in between visits, during your interactions with your child. If you have questions, please ask the provider. If a strategy is not working for your family, you and your early intervention provider should brainstorm a different strategy that works for all involved in the routine.
When do we start teaching him how to come down?
Well, he moved up there pretty independently. I would start working on it now so that he has a safe way to get down.
I would just tell any new family, make sure you're asking questions. Make sure you're there on the floor, sitting down with the therapist, and you're actually trying these things before they leave.
Families should expect that they need to participate in the session, and we are really just here to kind of facilitate during the session or during our time with them, and the families are really the guides or the leaders of play.
Intervenciones tempranas es muchísima ayuda. Es algo que nosotros, cuando nosotros supimos de intervención temprana, yo nunca esperé que fuera tanta ayuda, tanto los terapistas, cómo funciona todo eso. Es algo que de verdad deben de aprovechar porque es una ayuda que no van a encontrar en ningún otro lado. Es algo que de verdad los niños necesitan, inclusive a uno como padres nos toca un poco de esa ayuda, nos quitan un peso de encima, aprender al enseñarnos, entonces yo creo que
es un gran apoyo.
I think that's a really important point, because the therapy doesn't start and stop in the 1 hour session, each week. It's really important to carry that on. So by observing, we're able to obviously not be experts, but to care for him in a better way, and I think all families with children that have some special needs can learn from that.
I always talk about therapy in terms of every moment doesn't have to be therapeutic, but every moment can be therapy related, so that you can have fun, embed a little therapy in it. You don't have to change what you were going to do. Let's just add a little something here or there, and then it makes it a little less stressful. So, and most importantly, I always want families to feel as though their most important role is to be a parent.
The goal of early intervention is to provide support to you so you can support your child's growth, learning, and development. Early intervention may also help with accessing support systems and community activities.
And out of all these years that I've done therapy with families, I've learned a lot, in school and experience, but most of my learning has come from the families. They have a lot to share.
With support from early interventionists, families can continue to support their children's growth and development.
And enjoy it. Enjoy the ride. I mean, the kids are only small once, and it's a fun time, so enjoy it. It's a challenge, but everything that's worth something is a challenge.
I didn't know what to expect at first, but they helped me be the best mom that I could be to my little boy, taking into account all of his special needs and the additional support he needed. So without these great therapists coming in and kind of showing me what I could do, I'm not sure where he would be, if he would be doing as well as he is today. So it's a great program.